Okay. Okay, we are starting Jank tournament again. Hopefully this time we'll have better luck than last time we tried. We have Sir Voltar playing a Lion Crane deck, and Mirmo Crichton playing a Crab Dragon deck. The Crab Dragon deck is Crab Monks, and the Lion deck is all about attacking one person and then cheating other people in. My name is Yogo Dunzo. I'm Carl, and here we go. Looks like Sir Voltar is mulliganing one from the Dynasty. And we see Matsusuko, Zentaro, a Bushido Adherent, Moto Eviscerator, Champions of Yomi Suko for Lion, and then we see Venerable Fortunists, Vanguard Warriors, Keeper Nishids, and a Gallant Quartermaster. This is actually a pretty good start for Inokuni Labs. A really good start for Crab. Dragon is a bit, or Lion is a bit worse because I have a bunch of expensive people. We see Bushido Adherent with nothing played. I assume Mirmo Crichton is going to buy the Gallant. We see a Moto Eviscerator. And then I assume we'll see a Venerable Fortunist and a Vanguard Warrior. No Vanguard. Probably saving Fate for with Crab. Let's see if they're going to play Rational L5R, and they are. They both bid 5. Crab loses an honor for Kuni Labs, but that's okay because their guys are big. I think Crab's in a good spot here because they can swing political and political water and just generate a bunch of fate and have a target for the water ring. Lion having to think about what to do. The Bushido Adherent can become big. And kind of surprised Mirmo Crichton didn't buy the Vanguard Warrior off of Shinsei's Last Hope. Would have been free, wasn't getting passing fate. I think you defend here and then just go haul water on the swing back. With the Kuni Labs, there we go. It's 4, he can go up to 5 without playing any cards. But we see a Hurricane Punch come down, which, as this is Dragon Monks, or Crab Monks, there are Void Fists in the deck. And Sir Voltar is probably going to honor the adherent, giving Remember Crichton another card. Ooh, we see Admit Defeat, because this deck, the line deck can force singular blocks. There are Defend Your Honors in the Crab deck, as there should be. I think the smarter play would have been to honor the adherent. Muramoto Crichton reading the situation correctly and bidding to steal honor and still win the duel instead of just bidding for the honor. This is fine. Muramoto Crichton needs to be careful about winning the conflict, because then the gallant gets bowed. So you kind of gotta let the Earth Ring go. See another Hurricane Punch. Now we are set up for, oh, Legion of One comes down. We were set up for a Void Fist. Both players burning a bunch of cards here. But right now, after the Earth Ring Resolution, hand sizes will be even, so playing heavy turn one, or playing heavy in this conflict is not the worst thing in the world. Oh, brings in the Eviscerator. Going for the break on Shinsei. If Muramoto Crichton does have a Void Fist here, that would be a great time to play it. He does not, though. See if for Greater Glory. That feels like an expensive turn. I think Lion is about to lose a bunch of their honor, because we're going to see a water here to straighten the Fortunist and claim fate off of the Fortunist at the end of the turn. And then we're probably going to see a Void to clear out the Lion board just a little bit. Doesn't do anything. Bonsai would be pretty good here. Oh, he'll also get a Keeper out of this, and there's a Bonsai. See the Fortunates get ready, Keeper Initiate come out. Zentaro on the Adherent. See him put the Water Ring back now. That's interesting. I'd save that for a favor trick, because you can put the ring back in during the fate phase, so you get the money and the ring still doesn't get fate. And you also get the ring for favor count purposes. We see Sir Voltar going at the City of the Witch Frog. We'll probably see a Keeper Initiate defend. Oh, we see the Fortunist defend. Again, one thing you gotta be careful of is accidentally winning conflicts. Because Lion can just bow Cube Nakoma and take your attacks off the table. It is possible Murmur Crichton has a... Ooh, stealing with Cooney Labs is pretty big. This still works okay because now line still isn't breaking, and Crab will get its attack. He wins, he avoids the Fortunist, because that's just going to be money over and over and over again. Keeper's probably going to swing at the labs and attempt to take it down. Lion having access to that can be problematic. We see fire, we see spectral visitation, so Lion will get a defender on this. He can basically take a Suko, and this is a political fight, so I would probably take the Suko and just do nothing, but take some champion instead. I probably would have let the champions in there, so later on you could throw an attack and fish it out of the discard pile. I think Asuka would have won that conflict just as well, and still kept you in a good position for having a 6/6 on the fly in later turns. Both players pass. Line gets the favor. Board positions are fairly equal. Probably going to see Murmur Crichton keep the Vanguard Warrior. I think Lion probably should have kept the Puny Labs. Then again, both players do exactly what I wouldn't, so what do I know? And now we see Kuni Yori, Kuni Silencer, two Student of Anatomies. Bad timing on when they saw the Gallant. We also see an Iron Mine and another Kuni Labs. On line side, we see a Gifted Tactician, Battle Aspirant, Bushido Aspirant, Unified Company, and an LPV. I think you have to buy a Student of Anatomies here just to hopefully blank Centauro so you don't keep losing your labs. So we do see a student with one fate. See solid OPB buy. They're both tied on cards, so the Unified Company is less good. Hopefully both players, or hopefully we don't see any surprise bids. Small surprise there. Not terrible though. Murmur Crichton bidding a little low just to keep the honor afloat because I keep flipping Cooney Labs. Here we see military water at the safe space. We will probably have the keeper get eaten by the student to blank Centauro just to come back up. Actually, no, we'll probably blank the LPB and use the water ring to bow Centauro and then pull the keeper back out. 9 is a mighty big number. It is not insurmountable in the least for Lion, but it is a thing you gotta consider. So Voltar stopping a break here. Defending with Zentaro doesn't feel great, especially since this conflict is water, because you kind of have to play cards to stop the win. And if you don't stop the win, the Eviscerator gets bowed, and the Water Ring is off the table for the LPB. So Lion will only get one attack. Interesting. Putting a Fate on there. Crab has no Fate to, or has no Bushi to also trigger that. I think here if you got it, you throw a Bonsai. Oh, no, we see a rebuild for the Everkuni Labs. Making both those monks very sizable, and also counting as a card for Void Fist. We see Legion of One. Is he going to pull the Fate he just put up there? He is. I feel like with, I don't know. I don't know that I like that. It feels like with Spectral Visitations already firing, it would have made sense to let this conflict go without defending, or defend the Moto Eviscerator just so you have a body there, and then use Call to War to disable the Water Ring. Because now there's been a bunch of investment here. Oh, we see our friend the Shuffle Goblin. He's actually pretty important to this deck because you want to keep playing as many Hurricane Punches and Void Fists as you can, and he puts them in there. So Voltar looks like, oh, he's going to pull in the Eviscerator. I guess since it looked like you were going to lose that anyway, you might as well do that and stop the break. Only problem is at this point now, hopefully he's not out of gas to defend. Winning the Water Ring is less crucial now since there's no targets for it. But Keeper goes in to plank the LPV. Tells me that Murmur Crichton has some gas left. He gut punches the Eviscerator, and Sir Voltar plays a Censure. Do we see another gut punch? We do not. So the Goblin is full of feels bad. The LPV is blank, so The student of anatomies can mount a really good defense against it. So here, since you're likely to only get one attack, you might as well go mill. Going for honor. If he defends, he can also get up to 4. So really any defense immediately means line has to spend cards to break. I don't think just a win here is really worth it. Alright, there's card number 1 he has to play. Crab can just bow his box. Ooh, give no ground. +2 mil, and it cannot be reduced at all. We see a bonsai being played, and probably kicked. Fight on for a silencer to come in. This could be big because it's going to put the water ring back into the pool, assuming he has a way to get his attack off. Oh, if he wins the ring, he gets the keeper, gets his attack. And Crab is sitting on an extra 2 force off the box. So it's quite likely that that's either a Legion of 1. Yeah, Legion of 1 is really the only thing that'll get over that. You see a Master of the Spear. That's expensive. Probably should put some fade on it. That student is big as the give no ground. Student gets sent home. And both just pass. Losing the Iron Mine hurts. We see it for greater glory. See, this is kind of why I would have let the other province go on spectral visitations, because then you could have used a motor eviscerator to go into that conflict, get a fate, and continue perpetuating itself for a round. We see a common cause come down, sacking the goblin to ready the silencer. Believe we are going to see a crunch here. Probably go void. Yep. Pull the Master of Spear off. That LPV is just going to live forever. That's fine. No defense pass. We'll see another pass here. And the Master Spear is going to go. Sir Voltar maintaining the favor. Oh, we see a Way of the Crab. The dreaded Fate Phase Way of the Crab. That definitely swung it back to Dragon. I keep saying Dragon because it's monks. Swung it back to Crab, keeping the Kuni Labs. So Voltar pitching everything. And we see some big uns. And we see yet another Funeral Pyre and Kuni Silencer. Thought the Kuni Labs flipped, but he actually kept it from last round. Not super great for Crab. The Envoy to Funeral Pyre will help, and he'll end up with enough fate to do whatever he wants this turn. Lion has a much more interesting decision here, and he goes with the Roto Eviscerator. It looks like Sir Voltar is finally giving into some corruption and buying that first. Actually, he kind of has to because he's in Taro. It's the only target for an overlay, and the card he cares least about in case there's a Way of the Crab. We do see Never Silencer come down. And that is all Lion went for, was just the Agatoki and the Eviscerator. I guess there wasn't much else he could go for. Honor totals are drifting. Sir Voltar low bids, turning on to Agatoki because he goes off of more honorable. Hopefully he didn't bid low to do that, just because Crab will gladly lose its own honor turn after turn after turn. To the Kuni Labs. He goes there, driven by courage. And Sir Voltar plays Issue a Challenge, so he can only defend with one person. Defend with a Kuni Silencer, and use Driven by Courage to pump him up. Make him play cards. Punish the low bid a little bit. I would have used the Driven by Courage first, because now Lion can just shunt over to the other province, which they should do now if they're going to do it all. Oh, we see Admit Defeat. That works too. Oh, and he passes Sad Pants. Play to 10,000 battles. Go ahead and recur a thing. Here. If you wanted to, and it might be worth doing, I might harpoon in the Eviscerator, recur the For Greater Glory, and then play it. But the Censure is also a really good pick. We see Common Cause to stand a Silencer. See a Defend Your Honor. I really wish that Driven by Courage would get used, because that would make this bid. Yep, if he had used it, it would have been a 7 or an 8. Yep, an 8 to 7. He could have comfortably bid to win. Now the winning bid will cost him. So Voltor having a think. What else is in there? Wow. Both did a high bid. Only one owner gets traded hands, which is a win for Crab. Cooney Silencer stands up. Stop and a break here is kind of important. Several top passes. I think you happily pass this. There's no need to push. And then I think you swing political water with the Cooney Silencer. Get you a keeper that you can use on a pyre. Battle the Eviscerator, so there's no funky stuff happening to you. Driven by Courage gets used now. This is another instance where Champions of Yomi would have been good to have in the yard to extra punish this. Give no ground. So now he's winning. The Eviscerator comes in. I think this is still thoroughly acceptable. Yep, because now Sir Voltar does not get the break, slows him down a turn, moves to defend the wall. When did that happen? Well, this is good now because Sir Voltar does not have a lot of great choices on where to attack. He has to attack overwhelmingly. Pulls a bonsai. Interesting. Seal the Dragon goes for Crab because they don't have a whole lot of monks. I still think you go water here. Fire. Interesting. Fire at the Art of War. Pretty sure this just happens and no one bats an eye. Presumably Murmur Crichton has a fight on. Leaving himself open for this. Feels like a bad defense. And you see a bonsai blade. We see a Defend Your Honor, which is a 2 skill difference, so Murmur Crichton's probably going to bid 1. So Voltar's probably going to bid 1 because he's got a bid really high to stop that. That feels like a very strong investment. So Voltar effectively paying 4 honor for that bonsai. I don't know why you do that. He didn't go on a ring that mattered. Because now that just lets him keep the Kuni Labs up. Presumably you have a call to war that you're going to keep the Zentaro around. But now Agatoki is off. Play to 10,000 battles is off. See a Warden of the Damned come down. That's why he went fire. Sir Voltar passes, so then Agatoki's going to die, because he's going to get dishonored now. Crab has some interesting monks. Sir Voltar passes, pretty sure they're just going to pass all the way through, nobody has any money to do anything. They pass. If we see a call to war, no call to war. That is putting Lion in a rough spot. I imagine we're going to see bids drop down to 1. I think Kuni Labs is definitely going to stick around because, yep, and now we see the repercussions of that dueling bid. Masasuko's turned off and so stay off. Could be a lot of play here with Spirit Caller and Toturi, so that's probably what we're going to see. I think you bid very low here and you attack air first. We've not seen water or fire. Nope, sorry. That's earth, no, void, earth, water, so we've not seen fire or air. Both bid 5. That was a brave, brave choice by both players, and I applaud it. Yep, if either one of them would have bid 1, would have made for a very, very interesting game. We see All in Water at Driven by Courage, which is kind of funny. I like that card. I put it in a bunch of these decks. That is basically going to get broken now, though. Man. Pulls in a unified company. I guess he's planning to win and will pull out if you have fewer cards in your hand, so both have to play cards. That feels weird. Both players are talking on Discord, so that's why there hasn't been any typing. Although we hear Sir Voltar saying that Mirror Crichton has been quiet. Mirror Crichton should pass here. Don't need to do anything if you're winning. Legion of 1 comes down. That'll take him to 12. So here, Mirror Crichton can just use Driven by Courage to go back above breaking, or go back above 2 breaking without having to spend any cards. Which is what we see happen. And Sir Voltar passes. That's a little bit of a feels bad. Mystic gets bowed, Unified Company goes away, Keeper comes out. Blind has no fate, so we're just going to see a bunch of pass. And presumably here we're going to see a... Oh, I'm being called away to moderate a game real quick. Let me pause this and go see. Okay, and we're back. Had to do some weird things there. So we just saw a Keeper initiate poke and attack, that's fine. Bids were Sir Voltar doing a midline bid again. And going in for attack on Driven by Courage. Cooney Labs is still up, but Prepared Ambush is there. We see a Mountain Does Not Fall come down, making a Cooney Silencer not bow. This is the first conflict, so his ability not super crucial. Here I think Mirror Crichton's only objective here is to basically just stop a break and keep dragging this out. It looks like Sir Voltar is going for an honor pressure. We do see his Zentaro come down to steal the Cooney Labs. That is going to be pretty big and ugly. And I don't think that there's a whole lot that can be done about that. We see Driven by Courage get used now. That happens. I think Mirror Crichton here should just pass. Box works as well. Gallant Quartermaster can get bowed for, or can get sacked as a funeral pyre for card and a bunch of money. We see LPB hit the Venerable Fortunist. rebuilding, presumably a Cooney Labs. Yep. And the Driven by Courage is giving him the... Why was it prepared? Oh, yeah. Zentaro was bought by Prepared Ambush. Rebuild comes down there. I think you have to buy the Battle Aspirant. Into the conflict. Or Spirit Call, Suko, or Toturi. Either one would also make life difficult. Ooh, no, he Spirit Called the Zentaro. Not really sure why that Prepared Ambush got attacked. Got attached. As he buys the Agatoki. So Voltar needs to be very careful because he's going to move it over to defend the wall, and then we might see a Void Fist come down. See a fight on. I personally would have withheld the fight on until after Agatoki does the move. Oh, we see a heavy commit into this area now. Fortunately, both of them are very large. So they can gut punch anyone home, assuming he has it. And we have seen one Void Fist, so he has to have it. And he's a 7, he's an 8, so defend your armor is a little dicey. Remember Crichton not falling for the bait. Sir Voltar's board is looking a little transient. Sir Voltar plays logistics with Cooney Labs to Driven by Courage. Okay, so probably going just for a card draw. Oh, also he can steal it with Zentaro now, which will be... He does not steal it. If he stole it, that would have been, what, 2? A 2-4 swing. I mean, there was no reason not to, even if you weren't going to break. We do see what is likely to be the end. 11 force on the box with 1 fate. Dishonoring people, not going to matter. There's no money. Dishonors. Looks like you pitched 3 people. 3 cards, dishonor all them. So if he can not die this turn, he wins. But that looks like that is all she wrote for that one. Thank you for joining me on this one, and I'll see you on the next one.